it's time for your 2K TV Kareem submissions.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, we're seeing a team now that looks like it's hitting its stride. Just as we're getting through the dog days of the midseason, they're playing their best basketball. Tremendous season so far. On the back nine now, I guess you could say. Kenny, would you say this is when the
now taking deposits, season tickets, next season. Something advances the state of the East Coast. NBA season tickets. If you still want to be money down site, please visit us online or at the ticket booth for available tickets. Once again, Fans, be here for Mascot Mania. All fans in attendance will receive a poster of the Knicks mascot.
All eyes are on the Eastern Conference in this game as the New York Knicks play this one at home. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. Look at Orlando. Right now, they're way down in the standings, just 12th place in the conference.
And so far, they split the season series right down the middle. Now the drama starts to ramp up. Only got 2 games left against them. Can they take the advantage?
Been punch, counter punch. Each side has already seen the other team's best stuff. This is where it's going to get interesting.
Coming down the stretch of the season, Brent, some teams have fallen out of contention. It must be hard for them to stay engaged when they know they're not going any further.
I don't think it's hard if you have the right player on your team, though. There's still got to be an approach of professionalism that starts with the way the coach conducts himself, continue to practice, continue to work, continue to draw out the best play from the veterans, but also the opportunity for the young guys to maybe play some minutes late in the season. So this is a lot about the character of your ball club that we're going to see here tonight when the team is struggling and not going to participate.
I would think these young players would just gobble up that opportunity, too, and just really relish the fact that they want to start seeing some creditable minutes.
Yeah, if you've put in a lot of work for 6 months and not seen the floor, you want to go out there and show the coaches that some of that work is paid off and you're going to approach the game the right way. So the opportunity is right in front of them here.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. They've got Grant. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Gordon. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Jay in at the 5, home in the paint. We're about 1 minute into the first. Now here's Burke. He's covered by Grant. Cantor, the pass to Hardaway. A beautiful reverse layup.
Tim Hardaway Jr. with the ball on the floor there. Very decisive to get in there on that move.
Jay is covered by Cantor. The shot's good from Jay.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Burke kicks to Vonleh. Outside Hardaway. There's a screen by Cantor. 4 on the clock. Top of the key. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Jay.
And the nature of big men in the league has evolved, and he's a perfect example of how valuable a guy like this can be on your team. He's had a tremendous stretch of basketball here lately.
And I'll tell you, Brent, a lot of distractions for the Knicks over the last few years.
Well, quite a number of coaching changes, obvious changes to the front office, so that means you're turning in a different direction. And some people in the Knicks organization really having a hard time just getting along with one another.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
The Knicks shooting their first foul shots of the night here. The first free throw is good. 2 shots. And so he makes both from the line.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Good on both. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Burke kicks to Vonleh. Inside. And the dunk by Vonleh.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Now here's Fournier. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Burke with it. He's covered by Grant. And he makes that one. Cantor's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, this is the area where Cantor can really unleash his offensive arsenal. Difficult guy to defend inside.
He gets that one. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Joakim Noah is checked in for Enes Kanter. Mario Hezonja comes in for Noah Vonleh. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Trey Burke. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. The Orlando Magic coming to this one after the win against the Raptors. And so in the game for the Magic, Grant is out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then there's Jay. And it's Gordon in at the 4 slot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Raptors got the job done. He ended up with 44 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Thanks for checking in, D.A. He was phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us, but it had to be fun for him as well. Everything was working, and he just seemed to enjoy and embrace every minute of it.
And I love having fun, but fun comes at a cost, and that cost is work and effort. So let's not get too far away from that tonight. He was a workhorse in this one.
And Vonleh has it in the corner. Passes to Burke. Just 5 to shoot. Hardaway for 3. They get the rebound. Tries again. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Kanter.
One of the game's very best offensive rebounders, Kanter also has the wherewithal to quickly convert for the score.
That one good for 2. Gordon's got 5 points now this quarter. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Dotson kicks to Hardaway. Jacks up a 3. Trains the three-pointer. Hardaway has got 5 points so far.
That's one of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s favorite shots. Not just the ones that go in, but from that spot on the floor.
Magic moving the ball around. The shot's good from Jay.
Well, the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. And he continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Hardaway passes to Kanter. Knocked away. And up the court come the Magic on the break. Here's Jay. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Here's Cantor. That one off the back iron and out. Magic leading by 4. Here's Jay. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Cantor kicks to Dotson. Conley setting the pick for Burke. Down low, here's Hardaway. Cantor controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There's the positive attitude, the strong work ethic of Cantor. Great putback.
That one drops for him. Jay's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Dotson. He's guarded by Fournier. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Jay. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
Knicks trail by 8. Pass to Cantor. There's 31 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Hardaway for 3. Orlando grabs the miss. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
Now here's Burke. D right on him. To the middle with 1 on the clock. Up in time. And so it's the Orlando Magic going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Aaron Gordon. Aaron, you guys came out and played extremely well. What was the mindset in the first half?
We just tried to come out here, really stick to our principles, pick up the pace, and really be aggressive, and it turned out in a high-scoring half.
Just the way you want to play. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. Now the second half is about to start up and begin any moment. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
So many times we talk about offensive players being in a great rhythm. Well, right now, defensively, he's in one. Great anticipation and reading those passing lanes.
Enes Kanter is out there with Vonleh. Then there's Burke. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Knox in at the 3 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Aside from one recent year, we've seen plenty of coaching changes. When teams come up short, do you think that position maybe gets too much blame?
Probably, and coaches know that's exactly what they're in store for once they sign a contract
and
to coach
that
a team.
Kind of money.
Yeah, all of a sudden they know that what happens on the floor, the end result is going to be whether or not I coach this team the next year and the year after and the year after. Interesting cycle of things that happens, though, Kevin, is when changes are made in a front office around the league. Sometimes the managers want to put in a coach where they feel either a little bit more comfortable with or a style of basketball that they're more comfortable with. And sometimes the success on the floor for the coach has no bearing on whether or not he's going to keep his job.
Right.
Because management would like to see a different product out there. So they become a victim sometimes of upper management movement and sometimes are removed from being the head coach.
Good thoughts. And New York making a change here. Lee's checked in. That's tipped. Isaac with the steal. The pass to Jay. Here's Gordon. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Knicks trail by 14. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And simply put, they couldn't score. It never got completely in sync in that one.
This is when you look at the opposition and give them some credit with their defensive effort, just a higher level of energy and focus. They were disruptive.
A different look for New York. Noah comes in for Cantor, and it's Ntilikina in for Burke. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Aaron Gordon. Ross comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Fournier. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Grant. The Knicks making a switch here. Hezonja's checked in. Orlando on D. 14 points, their largest lead in the game.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Got that one up quick. Jay's got 6 in the quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Noah the screen. Ntilikina kicks it to Noah. Tipped away. Here's Jay. Ntilikina with the rebound. New York shooting well, 50% from the floor. Pass to Knox. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Ntilikina passes to Knox. Shot clock at 6. And it's denied.
The main weapon in Bamba's attack, the slender long arms he possesses, helps him block lots of shots.
And so far tonight, he's been the game's leading scorer. Just got into a groove, and no one's found a way to get him out of it.
Matthew Dellavedova won a title with the Cleveland Cavs back in 16. The Australian, one of the league's high-effort players, certainly a motor that does not stop.
They always talk about just how scrappy he is, willing to get out there and compete and do the dirty work. That's where Delly ends up paying off the most. Guys like him help establish a really good culture of hard work and competitiveness.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Emmanuel Moutier's checked in for the Knicks. And a change. .43 seconds left to play in the third. Burke kicks to Moutier. New York moving it around. Here's Cantor. Here's Vonleh. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
A much improved free throw shooter from when he first came into the league. Vonleh is that big you'd prefer not to send to the line.
And both free throws good for Vonleh. We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Jay. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. 3 trips to the line so far for him in this one. Shooting for Orlando. Taking 2 shots. That free throw, no good. So he comes up empty, missing both. Knicks trail by 13. Burke kicks to Hardaway. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. That's now 8 points for Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Well, he's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on. A maestro, if you will.
Another steal. And now Orlando on the break. Here's Jay. Knicks with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Magic out in front. They lead by 12. And will return shortly. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Knicks trail by 12. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So on the floor for Orlando, Gordon out there with Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Grant, and it's Jay in at the pivot, manning the middle. And it's good, 2 points. Jay's got 12 points here in the second half.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Moutier kicks to Cantor. It's 2-on-1. Up the floor, here's Grant. It's good from about 19 feet. And the Magic lead by 16.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
There's a screen by Cantor. Burke dishes to Hardaway. There's the pick. Shot off the pick. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
How about that, mixing in the mid-range Jay? Hardaway finding some room out there to shoot one off.
Shot's good from Jay.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
New York's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Now here's Burke. He's covered by Grant. Hardaway with a wide open look. The basket good off the assist from Moutier.
I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr.'s role is to be out there and gun away, so ready to shoot that time.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. The G League is testing out more ways to speed up the game. Shorter overtime periods, a 14-second shot clock after an offensive rebound. I think those are necessary things.
I think they're worth trying out, Kevin. I don't know necessarily that they're necessary. Is that redundant?
No,
it might have
like
been.
It makes sense when you say it.
But the Little League always exploring ways to improve the game, and I commend Adam Silver and the competition committee for trying.
Ntilikina, he's checked in for the Knicks. On the wing, Hardaway. Now, here's Cantor. He's guarded closely. The shot's good.
This is a guy who plays with a high motor and who enjoys contact. Cantor feasting inside.
Here's Jay. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Enes Kanter. That free throw good from Jay. Knox, he's checked in for Burke. Both free throws good from Jay. Knicks trail by 15. Over to the wing. Here's Knox. He's covered by Isaac. Knox misses.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
Grant the pass to Fournier. Orlando moving the ball around. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Knox the pass to Ntilikina. Cantor with a screen on Grant. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Here's Jay. Lays it up off the glass. Jay's got 10 points in the quarter.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. And New York making a change here. Burks is checked in. Magic leading by 17. Here's Jay. Rebounded by Knox. Knox has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside Hardaway. Cantor sets the pick for Hardaway. Here's Knox, and it's sent back by Isaac.
And that long wingspan of Isaac aids him there in turning away shots, but it's also the timing he displays when he attacks the shooter.
And Orlando making a change here. Jarrell Martin's checked in for Gordon. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Fournier. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Jaren Grant.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Magic.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And they've put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jay.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Hezonja, he's checked in for Knox. Here's Jay. That one wide left. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Dotson the pass to Noah. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Noah gets in that deep. The defense going to have a tough time dealing with him that low. He's got skills enough to score under the bucket.
From 15 feet away, and there's the bucket from Jay. Jay's got 44.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You could see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
He's a high IQ point guard with a truly unique skill set. Ntilikina great at making use of the screen.
Here's Jay. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Here's Dotson. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our
That's definitely the classic crossover. You can embellish it all you want, but when it comes to that, pure mechanic.
Hey, you got time for a quick interview? We have Griff standing by.
Okay, where we going?
Right this way.
AI.
What's up, Griff? How you doing, man?
Good. You were a force on defense tonight, and it's not always easy to stand out on that side of the ball. What do you have to say about your defensive effort and what it means to have your work on that end get noticed?
Well, you know what they say, Griff. You know, defense wins championships. I definitely been putting in work on that side of the ball, and it's nice to see it paying off. You know, Coach has been pushing me in that direction, and I'm glad he did.
I'm sure he's glad, too.
Well, you know, you'll have to ask him about that. I'm not sure, but he'll definitely be glad that we got this win.
Always an interesting interview, AI. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you, man.
Thanks. Yeah, you can head in now.
All right, take care, guys.
We just wrapped our first season of the NBA 2K League, which is, Adam Silver named it the 4th professional basketball league. So you have WNBA, NBA, G League, and now NBA 2K League.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Warriors take to the road. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. Chris Webber is joining us at the broadcast table alongside, and David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, there's a lot of talk about AI and the Rookie of the Year award. Now, he's playing great in his first full season, but there's still a debate about whether he should even be considered a rookie, considering he played in the final game last season. Now, for his part, AI says he's ignoring all the talk, and he'd be honored to receive the award. Guys?
Fantastic stuff, David. Thank you as always. And we saw the same "is he a rookie" debate with Simmons and Mitchell.
And to be honest, I'm still a little torn on AI qualifying as a rookie or not, but one thing that isn't for debate is whether his play has been good enough, as he has been incredible.
Ready? Oh, Chris, right around this time of year, these teams are trying to maneuver around the injuries they're being afflicted with. That's a tricky dance sometime for these teams.
Oh, man, it's such a tricky dance, especially for the coach. How do you get your player rest? Is a player injured or hurt? How do you separate or define that? Because you never want a guy to play injured. And the length of the season, Kevin, it takes such a big toll. But that's what's so fair at the end of the season. Everybody's tired. Everybody's injured. Everybody must adjust. That's what makes the playoffs special. That's the wild card thrown in. Fatigue and injury, and how can you handle and adjust to that?
Oh, great answer. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Thompson and Durant fill out the perimeter. Down low, it's Green and Cousins. And it's Curry in at point.
And Cousins is such an assured shooter. He definitely has a score-first mentality as soon as he gets the rock.
Here's Isaac. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Shoots over Fournier. Second shot opportunity. It's tipped. Pass to Grant. Inside. Jay. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Screen by Cousins. Here's Curry with the three. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
What great footwork coming off the screen. Part of why Curry's always in a position to shoot.
No good from Jay.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Here's Durant. It's hauled in by Gordon.
He loses concentration at the moment of truth and blows the layup.
Fournier passes to Jay. Nice D from Cousins. Golden State's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Durant, that's good.
Yeah, you know, Coach Steve Kerr may seem to have a laid-back demeanor, but knowing him personally, I tell you what, he's fiery. He's intense and he wants to win. When tempers flare, don't be surprised to see him smashing clipboards and letting loose on the sideline.
Curry against Grant. There's the pick. Outside Curry. Green with a screen for Curry. And another three for Golden State.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Here's Jay. Draymond Green with the rebound. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So a new group on the floor. Warriors leading by 9. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Durant and Green are the forwards. The tremendous pair of Curry and Clay in the backcourt. And it's Bell in at the center position.
And this is a shot Bell can make. You give him room and he'll make you pay.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Knicks was outstanding. He ended up with 44 points and was just as productive at the defensive end, coming up with a number of steals. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
Yeah, he was special, but the biggest challenge for him tonight is that the defense will be ready for him. They saw what he did in the last game, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range. And Kevin Durant, the ultimate get-out-of-jail card for your offense. With his height and shooting touch, get him the ball with the clock running down, and he can make something out of nothing.
And Thompson kicks to Curry. Outside, Green. Outside for Curry. 5 on the clock. Thompson inside. He's guarded by Fournier. Gordon against Durant. Passes it to Jay. Poke loose, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. You know, Greg, Kevin Durant could fit in any offense, but in your eyes, how good of a fit has he been in this Warriors attack?
Really like the missing puzzle piece. You know, I mean, his shot comes so much easier with the spacing he's afforded. At the same time, he's the fail-safe. When things break down, he can get his shot off against anyone.
Chris, when you played against a team that you had played on before, did you feel any extra motivation to do well against them?
Always. They always got the business. Whether it was I left Golden State and went to Washington, had to give them a triple-double 40 there. Whether it was after I left Washington, had to come back and give them a triple-double.
Yeah,
and beat them bad and hug the crowd after. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of motivations. You definitely want to make sure you give your ex-team the business and make them regret, at least for, you know, the 24 hours until the next game, that they let you go.
I love that thought process. That's fun. Here's Curry, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Jaren Grant.
Well, newsflash, the league has fallen hard for the three-pointer. Steph Curry breaks his own three-point shooting record year after year. No player epitomizes that more than Steph Curry, whether it's highlight-worthy heaves or setting records or winning titles. His long-range mastery has shifted the NBA landscape.
The Warriors making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. Well, we still have about half a season left, but here's where the power rankings stand as of today. You take a look at the 76ers. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And looking at Orlando, they've gotten into a bit of a rut. The season hasn't gone as they had hoped. You just get the feeling that they're somewhat discouraged right now, and that has them with an inability to break through.
Chris, I've heard someone say that Steph Curry's success was, to a degree, hurting the game because kids just want to shoot threes now. Do you buy that?
Well, I definitely understand what they meant. They meant that, you know, guys don't want to get the fundamentals, kids being that because they see the highlight of Steph Curry, and I think that's actually a compliment. When I played basketball, I would go right out and dunk. That didn't mean Dominique or Michael Jordan messed the game up, but definitely their dunk overshadowed the basics of the game, and coaches were complaining back then. So that's all that means. But you see thousands of kids showing up early.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're shooting the ball.
Thank you, Kevin. With a big part of the season now behind us, you are a serious Rookie of the Year candidate. How much motivation does that give you?
Well, you know, it just makes me want to keep doing what I've been doing. But it's not about individual honors, DA. You know, it's about contributing as much as possible to this team. And if that results in Rookie of the Year, that's great. But, you know, honestly, I just want to help us win. So, I mean, that's my main priority right there.
Well, no reason you can't do both, right? Guys, back to you.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, I mean, he really gave them a boost in that first half, shot way above his average.
Oh, this is like found money, completely unexpected, but it feels great when it happens.
Gordon out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Grant, and it's Jay in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Curry.
Well, think about it. There's plenty of centers on the Warriors roster, but when the going gets tough, you know, they can go small. You know, their Hampton 5 lineup with Steph, Clay, KD, Draymond, and Andre Iguodala is the perfect blend of length, skill, athleticism, and IQ.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Draymond Green is a former Defensive Player of the Year, and he remembers his motivation. They said I fell in the draft because what position would I guard? I'll never forget that. I'm comfortable guarding any position. When I'm playing against big guys, I battle even harder. You have to prove a point. I won't be a pushover. Kevin?
Yeah, he never backs down. Thanks, David. Here's Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
Such a massive guy. Cousins is a wrecking ball on the glass.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And Chris, you know, you were talking about a couple of the nicknames for that Golden State Warriors lineup.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, they used it sparingly in the regular season. You know, it wasn't something they wanted you to get used to. The playmaking and the defensive versatility of that unit, to me, that's what stands out. It's tough for a traditional center to stay on the court against them, you know, with all that skill and mobility there.
The free throw drops for Grant. And Grant drops them both. For the Orlando Magic, they come in off a good outing against the Knicks in New York.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
Yeah, and his inside game is about as good as it gets. Cousins loves operating out of that low block, and there isn't much any opposing defense can do to stop it.
How's that for a start? Good on all 3 attempts so far in the second half.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Shoots over Fournier. Thompson misses.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
Fournier passes to Jay. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, that's their first miss after hitting 3 in a row to start the half. I mean, I guess it had to happen sometime. Nice bucket. There's no question about his skills at the offensive end.
You know, Greg, you hear that since Kevin Durant moved to the Bay Area, he's wasted no time making connections and investments in Silicon Valley.
It's interesting. He's reined in his endorsements by over half, but he's so inquisitive. I think meeting these tech luminaries and learning from them was part of the allure of the Golden State.
And Durant sends it back.
Well, you aren't going to sneak that shot past Durant, not with the reach that he has.
Cousins, no good. Jay, he's guarded by Cousins. Count it, good.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Warriors leading by 5. Thompson outside. Kicks it to Durant. Green with a screen for Durant. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Durant. 10 points for Steph Curry.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And the dunk is always the king of the highlight reel. We know it comes easy if you're 6'10" or bigger. But, Chris, there are little guys who can get up there and slam it down hard, too.
Well, I'll tell you what, Westbrook absolutely scares me when he dunks the ball because Westbrook thinks he's 7 foot tall and tries to dunk like it every time. So I love watching him attack the rim. How about Dennis Smith Jr.? His miss in the dunk contest last year was one of the most exciting dunks I've seen in a long time.
It was.
Eric Bledsoe, Terry Rozier. I mean, these guys, they attack the rim fearlessly, and they're going to posterize you if you're a big fella and sleeping on their hops.
And Bell kicks to Curry from outside the arc. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Last time in Oakland, they lost to the Warriors.
Really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see how they respond. I mean, they lost the physical battle badly in that game. I'm sure that's still in their minds.
The shot by Thompson, no good.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Knocked loose. Here's Jay. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Jay's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
Curry against Grant. Curry kicks to Thompson. Over Simmons. And again, no good by Golden State. Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to the Heat. Here's Jay. Rebounded by Bell. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the third. Down low, Cousins lays it up off the glass. Cousins has got 11 points.
He's really turned it around here in the second half. I mean, his offense has returned.
No good from Jay. Warriors leading by 5. The drive by Cousins. It's good. 13 points in the game.
The bruising power of Cousins. Once he gets in prime position, he goes straight to work.
Jay. Here's Vucevic. Up and in on the layup.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football. Having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's been the guy making things happen for the Golden State Warriors. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Back right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
Who's watching here? We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. Bell is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Curry. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Livingston in at the 2 guard. Now Now here's Curry, defended by Dellavedova. Curry passes to Cousins. Feeds it to Bell. Oh, that's blocked.
The main weapon in Bamba's attack, the slender long arms he possesses, helps him block lots of shots.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Curry kicks to Bell. To the inside, and Cousins throws it down.
Fighting through fouls and converting. You got to love the aggressiveness of Cousins.
Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Ross. Then for the Warriors, Green comes in for Jordan Bell. And Durant subbed in for Andre Iguodala. Jordan Bell, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, helped lead Oregon to the Final Four. And C. Webb, said he patterned his game after Draymond Green.
Well, it's a lot of similarities to their game. I mean, I'll give you a different name. Ben Wallace, Detroit's 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Another great role model for Bell as he looks to reach his potential.
Here's Jay. Warriors with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. It's stolen by Green. Cousins, no one around him. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Timeout.
Green's got his 3rd assist on the night. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Draymond Green at 6'7", seen as undersized coming out of Michigan State, but his 7'1" wingspan goes a long way.
Yeah, it goes a long way, along with working out and working hard as he does. I mean, he's averaged over a block a game for his career. You know, combined with his low center of gravity, it enables him to defend much bigger players, but also get on the wing and defend some guards.
Gordon's checked in for the Magic. Grant comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And he can't hit the second. Warriors leading by 8. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Cousins. Cousins has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Back to Grant. Orlando moving the ball around. Jay, the pass to Grant. He kicks it to Fournier. Here's Jay. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. No good on the free throw.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Quinn Cook. Curry passes to Thompson. Now the pass to Durant. 6 on the shot clock, and it's sent back by Isaac. Here's Jay, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Grant against Curry. Screen by Cousins. Thompson from long range. Orlando grabs the miss. It's Fournier on the wing. To the inside. The 9-foot shot. The shot's good from Jay. And now just a 5-point Warrior lead.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Well, yeah, you want to save your best for last. The guys on these teams know that.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Gordon, the pass to Jay. Offensive rebound. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
That's what every team needs. Guys getting after it on the offensive board.
Curry kicks to Durant. Green, the screen. To the middle. Here's Cousins. Oh, that's blocked. And now Orlando on the break. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from Isaac.
I tell you what, Isaac's starting to show that clutch gene. He's not afraid and seems willing to put the team on his back.
Curry tries again. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, Kevin, there's no secret. Cousins is one of the more fiery competitors in this league. And I like guys who play with their heart on their sleeve. But those are big. I mean, turns into a 2-possession game.
And there's the call on Durant. That'll be his second foul of the game. That one finds the mark on target from Jay. Jay's got 34 points.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line. He's out competing guys.
Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
Here's Curry. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jay, he's guarded by Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
And you see defensively, when they try to patch something up, he exploits a different weakness.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're trailing by 1. 32 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, James.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the last timeout, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
.29 seconds left in the fourth. Curry against Grant. Curry passes it to Durant. Clock at 6. Fade away. It's good!
When things get tough, you start to lean on your stars, and Durant always seems to come up with a clutch shot.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They trail by 1. There's 10 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What's your take, guys?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Yeah, and this is the time to run the best play they got. I mean, the one set they've been holding on to all game. Now's the time to break it out.
Here's Jay.
Good! Oh, that's a nice look. Recognizing he had the opening to make the entry pass.
And a deep 3 from Curry.
Well, the game is on the line. Who would you rather go to than Steph Curry? Who?
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. What's your take, guys?
And the only chance here is a lob at the front of the rim. A tip in to tie the game. There's not enough time to get a catch and shoot.
So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
right, fellas. Get the next one.
Hey, we need to set more screens on the next game, you guys.
We will have more from that interview with Bill Simmons later on in the season, so make sure that
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, folks, thanks for joining us. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny Smith is here. Shaquille O'Neal. Big guy right there.
Ow.
And it is Magic basketball tonight as the Orlando Magic go up against the Indiana Pacers. Taking a look at the Pacers, 6th place in the conference where they stand at the moment. May not sound out of this world.
Just a reminder, folks, to make certain to be here for our figurine giveaway. Come to the game and get a figurine of your favorite mascot, Remember, sports fans, if the home team scores more than 100 points this game, all audience members will receive a coupon for 1 free taco.
Visit the team's website for more information for availability of any upcoming fixtures. Indiana's game, Indiana's team.
A reminder, fans, we hope you'll come out and join us for Trading Card Day. The first 10,000 fans through the arena will receive a trading card pack. Arrive early to the fan zone and get them signed by Boomer and the Pacemakers.
And folks, make sure to be here for Backpack Day. Bring the kids. They'll get a free Pacers backpack.
The buildings of Indianapolis are location tonight, framed against the beautiful nighttime sky. It's the Pacers in Indianapolis as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We've got a special treat for you folks tonight. Sports writing heavyweight Bill Simmons is in the house. Bill, welcome to 2K Sports.
What an honor. I've been waiting for the invite for years.
And we've been waiting for the acceptance. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, let's do this.
This road trip for the Magic kicking things off here in this one. The top storyline, Tariq Evans, injured. He will not be suiting up.
Well, Kevin, it looks like he is going to miss what's left of the regular season, but he very well could be back for playoff action.
A look at the Magic starting group. Isaac out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's Grant. Then there's Jay. And it's Fournier in at the 2 spot. Isaac with the steal. Pass to Fournier. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Fournier's got the first points up on the board for Orlando. Bogdanovich, one of the streakier shooters in the NBA, can be very hot, can be very cold, but when he is on, he is something.
Yeah, and he's terrifying to root against when he's hot.
I agree.
I was stunned and impressed and confused by his defense last year against LeBron James. They had that 7-game war against him, and for the most part, he was guarding LeBron.
I know it.
And he was doing a decent job. He did.
Surprisingly. I mean, really caught a lot of people off guard.
Everybody off guard, because the year before when they played the Celtics when he was on the Wizards, every time he was in the game, the Celtics went after him. And when I saw him on LeBron, it was almost like they confused LeBron. LeBron was like, really? And then it actually worked. But I thought he really made strides last year.
How does that happen, though? So in just 1 year's time, how does that happen?
I don't know. Maybe somebody had a pep talk with him. Maybe you watched a good sports movie.
He was playing 2K.
Maybe he was playing 2K. Maybe he didn't like his defensive rating in 2K.
Now, here's Bogdanovich after the miss from Jay. Shot clock at 6. Screen by Sabonis. Bogdanovich, no luck.
And the defender was very apathetic there. Fortunately for them, he missed that mid-range jumper.
Bill, Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, the WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check.
Sign
As Rasheed
me
Wallace
up.
would say, CTC, cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Sabonis' screen on Fournier. Here's Oladipo, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul goes against Orlando.
Oladipo's become a very efficient combo guard, somebody who can score the ball at a high clip as well as get the ball to open teammates when necessary.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Pass to Isaac. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this. And that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, and it makes sense, too. What's more popular, esports or water polo?
Esports.
No offense to the water polo players,
no.
but come on. Come on.
These kids
let's
love
move
it.
with the
They
times.
cannot get enough of these games.
No. We should have, every college should have esports.
Bogdanovich, no luck. The Magic have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Jay. Here's Gordon. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. It's taken away by Collison. Down low, it's Young and Turner. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovich. And it's Collison in at the point guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
And Collison, I think, is at his best when he's shooting the ball from a set position. More of a set shooter than a guy who shoots it well on the move.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Warriors was outstanding. He scored 40 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He played a tremendous all-around game, and you love to see that type of effort. We'll see if he can maintain that kind of energy tonight.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention.
Collison against Grant. Bogdanovich wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Bogdanovich has got his second basket. Now we've seen some top prospects forgo college, enter the G League straight out of high school. What do you think is the future of the G League, and do you like where it sits right now?
I do. I wish they spent more money on salaries.
I agree.
I wish they blew it out. I mean, I think this is the first year we've had 30 G League teams. This should be the #1 place you'd want to go after high school. You should not want to go to college. You should want to go to a AAA awesome league that's set up.
And they're bringing kids up and down off that G League roster all the time.
It's just better, and you're going to have a better chance to succeed as a professional basketball player. You see the situation we're in now with the one-and-done guys. They go to college. They show up in September. They're playing all the way through till March. Whenever they get knocked out, they drop out of college. And they might last, till round 2 in the tournament, which is what, March 20th?
Right.
And they're out. So they've been in college for 6.5 months. How's that a good system? They didn't even finish 2 semesters. So I would much rather see the G League work, and I don't understand why they don't spend a little more on it and just make it like a force. I don't think the moves are that hard.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Jarrell Martin's checked in for Orlando. Bill, what a pleasure to have you with us. Great as always to hear your thoughts, your commentary. I hope you join us again soon.
I'd love it. Anytime, Kevin. Tell me.
Thank you. And Clark, always great to have Bill with us, a content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base and readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
Really left alone that time. And that's now 7 points for Victor Oladipo.
Seems to get better every year from outside. Oladipo feeling comfortable pulling the trigger.
Sabonis with the steal. Oladipo outside. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them.
And, you know, Kevin, they count on him to provide offense, and he knows how to fill it up.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And, guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Pacers trail by 4. Collison kicks to Turner. It's Fournier on the wing. A three-pointer, no good. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Bogdanovich passes to Oladipo. And here's Collison, who's guarded by Fournier. Grant against Collison. Just 4 to shoot. Back to Turner. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Turner's got his first points in this one. Here's Jay. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Nick. Obviously very tough out there. What's your mindset?
Just want to come out and not aggressive and just play hard on defense, getting stops. They're a great team, so they're not going to quit. They're going to keep playing. And we just have to keep getting stops and keep believing that we can win this game, and good things will happen at the end.
I know that's what Coach is going to preach in the second half. Thanks very much.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive. Picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
And so in the game for the Magic, Gordon out there with Jay. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Grant in at the point guard position. Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Was there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was. Orlando with the ball after Darren Collison's bucket. Jay, the pass to Isaac. To the wing right side. Here's Jay. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jay's got 17 now.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen. That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for the Pacers. Corey Joseph comes in for Darren Collison. Simmons checked in for the Magic. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Grant. Now, here's Joseph. He's covered closely. Here's Turner. It's good. Turner's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, tough trying to match Turner's intensity. I mean, once he's committed to scoring the ball, you're not stopping him.
Gordon controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Magic lead by 4.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
And Oladipo kicks to McDermott. Passes to Sabonis. Wants to get it to Turner and does. And it's good. 2 points. He has 6.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts. And, you know, one of the areas where the Orlando Magic struggled was with consistency, but not only on the floor, but across the franchise. A lot of coaching turnover the past decade.
Here's Joseph after the made shot from Jay. Turner with the screen. A floater. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Victor Oladipo. The Magic have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. And the Magic have gone through a lot of coaches, as you said.
Yeah, lack of continuity at that position can really derail any momentum you're attempting to build. And the same can be said about their players. A lot of trades and turnovers with the roster. That's not a recipe for consistent success.
Here's Isaac after the made shot from Victor Oladipo. Magic moving the ball around. And there's the pass to Isaac. Inside, Turner with the steal. Now here's Joseph, defended by Dellavedova. Joseph dishes to Oladipo. Sabonis' screen on Simmons. And Oladipo kicks to Joseph. Turner with the screen. 5 to shoot. Oladipo for 3. And Indiana, another 3.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And Clark, you played your entire career with the Pacers. What was your favorite memory during that time?
Well, certainly realizing the dream of being an NBA player, Kevin.
Indiana leading. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovich. Young is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. And it's Collison in at the point. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Here's Jay. Can they get it? And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Tuesday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. Then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And for that matchup with the 76ers, they won't have much room for error in that one. A team like this will punish mistakes, but I could see them walking away with this one.
Oladipo against Fournier, and Oladipo kicks to O'Quinn. Back to Oladipo. 4 on the clock. Pass to O'Quinn. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Young trying to break free. Collison, no good. Orlando trailing here. Passes it to Jay to take the lead. That one falls. Jay's got 10 points here in the second half.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
Collison, the pass to Oladipo. Young, a screen on Fournier. They get it back. Goes back up. And it's laid up and in by Young. And the Pacers lead by 1.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second-chance scores.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Well, he makes the basics look pretty exceptional.
And, Kevin, I'd suggest that he stay with those basics because we've got a tight one here tonight.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn, and Sabonis is checked in for Thaddeus Young. Orlando also making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic, and Isaac subbed in for Terrence Ross. Turner with the screen. A drive by Collison, so the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It goes on Jaron Grant.
And, you know, the veteran leadership Darren Collison, D.C., brings to this team is really important. His younger teammates really look up to him and respect him.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And for Oladipo, Greg, there wasn't just one moment that gave him that push.
I mean, his development was less of having a eureka moment and more of everything just coming together. Has always had the strong athleticism, has refined his shot to make the most of it. And while it took him some time, he's now the player everyone hoped he'd be when he was a second overall pick.
That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Jay.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Turner. And no good. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Here's Jay. And the shot is good. Jay's got 12 points now in the quarter. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And, guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Outside, Bogdanovich. To the paint, here's Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Evolving as a leader right before our eyes. It's important that Turner continue to prove he can score in big moments.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Victor Oladipo really making a difference here.
I don't think the defense has an answer for him, Kevin. I mean, he's simply going off right now, knocking down everything.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Victor Oladipo.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And, boy, has he made the most of them.
Indiana's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Pass to Sabonis, outside Collison. Down low. Outside Bogdanovich. The 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Punctuating the flow of the game with a big bucket right there. Bogdanovich making his imprint.
And the foul on Miles Turner. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Count it, and the foul. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
Fournier against Oladipo. Shoots over Fournier, and again it's Indiana converting.
And you know, Oladipo back in 2013 was the number 2 overall pick in the draft, and is showing a lot of promise. He's really taking over the game in key stretches here.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Indiana.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Pulls up on the elbow, and the jumper is good. Oladipo's got 14 points now in the second half.
That's the go for your throat mentality on display. Give Oladipo the ball in the clutch, and he's going to give you much.
Isaac kicks to Gordon. Jay the pass to Gordon. Yes!
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing him deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
And the Pacers call time here. They trail by 1. 44 seconds left in the game. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to hear Nate McMillan talk to his team during the break. He told them to stick with it. He said, this game is right here, guys. This is our game to take. Precision, purpose, and poise. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move. And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you. there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
Can't sink it, and that was an important free throw.
Well, they should be looking at a three-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Here's Jay. Buries it.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you can't let the opposition off the hook here. I mean, you've got to keep adding to that lead.
And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 4. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Whatever it is, got to be fast. I mean, can't waste any time at this point.
And Oladipo kicks to Turner. Here's Bogdanovich. Offensive rebound. Outside Collison. Fires the three. That shot missing. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Well, congrats on the win. This has been one of your better performances in a while. You think things are changing for you this late in the season?
Oh man, it took a long time, DA, but we finally learned how to play together as a team, and I'm not playing. I wish it had happened earlier, but it says a lot about us and that nobody on this team is mailing it in, and we're gonna play hard until the end of the season, no matter where we are in the standings. To me, that's the best we can ask for.
Well, good to see you guys are still fighting and still playing hard. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
Hey guys, I'm Robbie, back to talk my team on.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, the sight of the playoffs is much farther in the distance than they hoped it would be by now. They're 12th in the Eastern Conference. Closing out the season now, Kenny, a topic that's always under debate. How important is momentum heading into the playoffs?
Well, younger teams, it helps their confidence. You know, and veteran teams, sometimes they can just turn it on when it matters.
This is what I call basketball math. Some clubs choose health over momentum, but all other things being equal, momentum.
Make sure to join us for the upcoming game.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Last outing for Orlando, they won that game against the Indiana Pacers. Guys, kind of a battle there. They pulled out a 4-point win, though.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever easy playing on the road, obviously. But that night, they were really in rhythm, shot the ball with such ease and confidence.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. They've got Grant, Aaron Gordon out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then there's Jay, and it's Fournier in at the shooting guard. Doris, we're at the end of the season. The playoff seedings are at stake right now. These are important games, but more and more we are seeing teams resting players with minor injuries.
Well, I've asked coaches, would you rather be rested or ready? And the reality is they say rested, because we can get ready in the course of a game. The natural rhythm and competitive instincts of players will take over. And this is where teams start to prioritize health more than ever. And I think you see that across all sports, not just the NBA.
And the shot is good.
You know, I think the activity level that Tristan Thompson plays with on missed shots is something every NBA player can learn from.
Jay tips it. It's good on the putback.
You know, outstanding start. You've made 3 of your first 4.
Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Tyronn Lue.
Thanks, Kevin. He said, look, all they talked about before this game was defense. Going up against one of the best offensive teams in the league, he said, it's a challenge that we embrace. Nobody can do it by themselves. It's got to be a collective effort. No hero ball on offense either. Guys, we'll see if they can put the brakes on them. It's never easy. Back to you.
Thanks very much, David. They recognize how difficult it is to face an offensive-minded team like this one.
They pose a lot of challenges for sure, mainly because teams have put so much effort into defending them.
Well, I think it's more mental effort than anything else, Greg. It takes great awareness to be effective defensively against them. You can't get lost, and you always have to be in the right position.
The rebound by Grant. Here's Jay. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Jay's got 6.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Sexton kicks to Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
Sexton has to just keep developing his court awareness. You want to see more passing from him.
Greg, what are some of the positives that Tristan Thompson's play brings to the team?
Still a very efficient scorer on the shots that he does take, and he lives mostly inside the paint, and still a strong offensive rebounder. But his days of being a threat on the offensive end as the game has evolved seems to kind of gone away.
Nancy's checked in for the Cavaliers. Hill comes in for Smith. It's a pick by Love. 6 to shoot. Sexton the pass to Nance. And that one goes long.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
And the pass to Jay. Love grabs the board.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Sexton's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
A dangerous scorer from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open? And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the 2nd quarter. So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against Detroit.
Yeah, terrific performance. Really synced on both sides of the ball.
Well, especially offensively. The chemistry these guys have is infectious, and it really shows.
So on the floor for Orlando, Grant is out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's Gordon. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Jay in at the 5, roaming the paint. Isaac with the steal. And now Isaac running the floor all by himself.
You know what? You cannot afford to be careless with the basketball around Jonathan Isaac. Those long arms to get into the passing lanes. Woohoo!
The Cavaliers trail by 12. The screen from Thompson. Thompson sets the pick for Sexton. Pass to Hill. Love with the screen on Fournier. The 3 from Hill drops in the tray. Hill's got 6 points.
I tell you, if Tristan Thompson sets a hard pick, you will feel its impact.
Basket counts, and the Magic lead by 11.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Grant. Here's Love. The shot from the low post is good. Love's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, I think it's always solid execution to get Kevin Love a look on the interior. This guy can score in so many different ways in that space.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Pacers was terrific. He had 41 points and was very efficient on offense. He picked his spots on when to keep the ball moving or to shoot. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
Hey, David, thank you. Any chance he can match that, guys, and that performance again here tonight?
I tell you what, I know he believes he can. His confidence right now is sky high. And he doesn't think there's anybody that can stop him.
Well, there might not be, because he's coming into this game thinking he can be just as dominant as he was the last time he took the floor.
A minute 50 left in the first half. Lets it fly from 18. That shot off the mark, and Cleveland will come the other way. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
Well, we've seen this over the course of George Hill's career. So savvy, finding the open man.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Love outside. Love with the screen for Hill. Offensive rebound. Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Grant. Love with the screen for Sexton. The screen from Thompson. Now, here's Sexton. He had a 39-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
The shot's good from Jay.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. Hill left side. And stolen by Fournier. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. That one goes. Count it. And that's 21 points for Jay.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Grant. And here's Sexton. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Shot clock at 5. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Kevin Love. And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 10-point lead. Some breathing.
Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break. And now the 3rd quarter about to get going. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, I mean, he really gave them a boost in that first half. Shot way above his average.
I think, Greg, you love it when a role player is able to elevate their game. It makes every team better.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Cleveland, Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Kyle Korver is out there with Sexton. And it's Smith in at the small forward position. We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
Here's Love. That shot missing. Gordon with the defensive effort. Count that one from Isaac. Isaac's got 6.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. And this last offseason, one that every Cleveland fan dreaded. LeBron hitting free agency. And Doris, they were right to be worried.
And now the challenge for the Cavs organization is replacing a player of LeBron's magnitude. This is a group that still has talent, but it certainly has to think about rebuilding. It was an incredible second stint for LeBron in Cleveland, but the Cavs will surely be a whole new team without him.
A different look now for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Nance comes in for J.R. Smith. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Sexton. Fournier passes to Jay. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got 5 rebounds tonight. Nance outside. Kicks it to Fry. Off target from outside.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Jay got it from 16 feet. Jay's got 26 points.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Will it go? The shot by Clarkson, no good.
They were hoping for a fast start. Instead, they're 0 for 4.
Here's Jay. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
To the middle. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. 6 on the shot clock. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. George Hill's checked in for the Cavaliers. Bamba is checked in for Orlando. Jarrell Martin comes in for Isaac. Here's Jay. Another miss by Orlando.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
No one covering. 7 points for Colin Sexton.
You know, the timing, the rhythm, I'm a big fan of when Sexton can just catch and shoot.
No good from Jay. The Cavaliers trail by 18. 36 seconds left here in the third quarter. Sexton dishes to Korver. The screen from Thompson. Passes it to Sexton. Back to Korver. And another 3 for Cleveland.
A lethal catch-and-shoot player who needs just a little sliver of space. Go ahead, Kyle Korver.
Pass to Ross. Here's Jay. The good-looking shot from the wing. Jay's got 28.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Takes the 13-footer. The shot will not fall. And And so it's the Orlando Magic feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their transition game has been in full effect. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. So on the floor for Orlando, they've got Jonathan Isaac. Vucevic is out there with Jay. Then there's Grant. And it's Simmons in at the 2-guard spot. The Cavaliers trail by 17. Sexton with it. It's stolen by Vucevic.
Terrific anticipation by him, and that's why he's out on the court.
Here's Jay. They get the rebound, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
How about those instincts from the 7-footer? Vucevic uses that size to snag offensive rebounds.
Here's Sexton. The screen from Thompson. Love with the screen on Grant. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. I mean, almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
Feeds it to Thompson. It's deflected, and he gets it back. Magic leading by 15. Now Grant. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And stolen by Love. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
Well, what an open court display from J.R. Smith. So quick in transition.
Grant outside. And Simmons kicks to Vucevic. There's the pass to Isaac. Screen by Simmons. No good off the back of the rim.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Now, here's Grant. Here's Jay. Shoots it. Here's Vucevic. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Magic lead by 15.
And, you know, I think they need to send more bodies to the boards at the offensive end. They had a good thing going there in that first half.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Well, you just have to love the skill Vucevic shows on the offensive end. I mean, he can erupt for big scoring nights if you don't keep him in check, and it gives you a little bit of everything from an offensive standpoint.
For the Magic, Gordon comes in for Nikola Vucevic, and Fournier subbed in for Simmons. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Shot clock at 2. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Guys, Vucevic doing more shooting from range the last couple of years, further improving his versatile offensive game.
Yeah, and when he was younger, he got his points by going to work on the block. Still can do that, but now prefers to float outside and stretch the defense. Very soft touch on that jump shot, no matter if it comes from inside or out.
Love kicks to Corver. Screen by Smith. The open look here for Sexton. And the 3 ball is good. Sexton's got 5 points in the quarter.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistent.
Wow.
Wow, how about the burst? Aaron Gordon off the floor so fast. Don't sleep on him, gentlemen. You're going to look silly.
And a terrific bit of chaos there in the replay presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. It's a pick by Love. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Yeah, Greg, I think it's very difficult coming back in this instance. They have owned this game. Don't see them coughing up this lead.
And Tristan Thompson on the bucket with the assist by Sexton. And that's now 10 points for Tristan Thompson. Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're in front by 16. We've got 1:13 left to play in the final quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Jay.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. We've got 1:13 left here in the fourth quarter. Got that one up quick. And the Magic lead by 18.
Guys, it's over. I think we can say that now with certainty.
Turn off the lights and lock the door.
Here's the screen. Outside Hill. He kicks it to Fry. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
For Cleveland, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Clarkson passes to Fry. Over Martin. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Yeah, just carving out a look in the mid-range area. Fry showing he's not just a long-range bomber.
The shot's good from Jay.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset. A commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Clarkson kicks to Zizic. Puts up a three. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Here's Jay. Yep, that one goes in there. Jay's got 36.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See that? Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Man. Good game, baby.
And now we are.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. Fellas, it is always fun to watch Ben Simmons. The combination of size, speed, ball handling.
The NBA is now taking deposits for season tickets for the next season. Stop by the Fantasy.
And now, your Philadelphia 76ers starting lineup. At point guard.
Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the 4th member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Last outing for Orlando. They won that game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. And that result, guys, was a real shocker. It was just about as complete a dominant performance as we've seen of.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
Whether life or sports, that's all you can do. Stay committed to your brand of basketball and let the chips fall where they may.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Fournier out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then there's Jay, and it's Gordon in at the 4. Here at the end of the season, players fighting through fatigue. Chris, is there anything else the league can do to help keep guys staying fresh and healthy?
Okay, I'm a little old school in this. I mean, you wake up and you go to work. That's about it. If you're not hurt, you just play. Think about this. When Wilt Chamberlain and those guys were playing in shoes that were made of cloth, and they didn't have any tape, and they were riding on planes, not in first class.
Right.
And travel was worse, and they still had 82 games. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
The guys are okay. It's okay. Everybody's all right. They'll live. I think right now we're babying them too much anyway, trying to give more time off. It's okay. I mean, that's one thing that we can say is consistent. There's always been 82 games, and if anything, players before this generation has had less rest. So I don't look at it as they need more rest. I look at it like, man, toughen up. Let's go and play some games and see what happens.
Here's Dellavedova after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
There's the pick. Embiid sets the pick for Simmons. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. You know, you watch Ben Simmons play, and it isn't a surprise, Chris, that he's a threat to go off for a triple-double every time he suits up.
Well, Simmons is going to have a lot of triple-doubles in his career. Great size and a knack for the ball when it comes to rebounding.
Now, here's Fournier. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Here's Jay, and again, it's Orlando converting. Greg, it's hard to imagine that 1 year ago, AI wasn't even in the NBA. Now he's an important part of this team.
The improvement he's shown from that first pressure-packed game, it's been remarkable. He's always showed potential, but where he is now with his impact is beyond what anyone could have expected. Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
They grab their own miss.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Okay, 4 for 5 from the floor right now. Wasting no time getting this offense rolling.
Embiid the screen. Simmons passes to Embiid. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Embiid's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. For Orlando, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Isaac passes to Jay. The quick look, no good that time. 76ers trailing. Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. I had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. Let's see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Well, think back to when Ben Simmons was first drafted as the top pick in 2016. Everyone knew he could be a playmaker as a small forward. But really, he functions fully as a point.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. No good from Simmons. The Magic trail by 4. And Chris, Simmons, a player that almost transcends the traditional basketball position.
He's a playmaker, plain and simple. He has the height and vision and skill to line up anywhere. Simmons, he could be viewed as a generational talent when it's all said and done.
The young stars, Simmons and Embiid at the 4 and 5. Markelle Fultz out there with Robert Covington, and it's Chandler in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Fultz kicks to Embiid. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up. Well, you look at Jay.
Yeah, not even in the top 10, but it shouldn't take away from what he's done this year. It's been a very good season for him.
And it seems like the anticipation just continues to build each year around this time of the season. Gonna be a fantastic weekend. Pass to Gordon. Magic moving the ball around. Kicks to Dellavedova. The pass to Jay. Poked away. Chandler with the steal. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Screen by Simmons. And there's Chandler. That's good on the assist from Fultz. Chandler's got his second basket of the night.
Wow, the solid court awareness. Leave someone open on Fultz squad and you're going to regret it.
Dellavedova, the pass to Isaac. Here's Jay. Misses off the right iron. The 76ers leading by 5. And Chris, with the way the 76ers have taken huge steps forward, what should the expectations be for this team the next few years?
I wouldn't be surprised, Kev, if they were competing for a title in a few seasons. I mean, they have a very flexible cap to improve their roster, and anything less than that, I think, should be viewed as a disappointment.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Wilson Chandler. Martin's checked in for Orlando. Here's Jay. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Embiid.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Orlando shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
See, Webb, there are guys that bring it every night. It doesn't depend on a game or a teammate or a play or whatever. Every night they bring it out. Great consistency. I know you have a lot of players that you admire in that regard.
Definitely, I admire their pride, their heart, their attention to detail, passion for the game. The Kawhi Leonards, the Chris Pauls, LeBron James, of course, Kevin Durant. So many players put their heart on the line every night. You love seeing it.
They set the pick. Gordon with a screen on Simmons. Here's Dellavedova. Another miss by Orlando. The 76ers leading by 8. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
1:29 left to play here in the half. Embiid, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Cavaliers was phenomenal. He finished with 36 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. That was just the latest in a solid string of performances from him. Obviously looking to keep the momentum going here this evening. We'll see how he does, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Oh, yeah. Once he got them on the ropes, he never let them off the hook. It was full-speed energy basketball at its greatest.
Embiid with a screen on Fournier. Here's Simmons. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Martin trying to free himself up. Shot's good from Jay.
That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
And Simmons kicks to Fultz. Embiid with a screen on Fournier. The 76ers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. 76ers on top. They lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the 3rd quarter soon to follow. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Yeah, I mean, he really gave them a boost in that first half. Shot way above his average.
Oh, this is like found money, completely unexpected, but it feels great when it happens.
On the court for Orlando, we've got Jay, Gordon out there with Isaac. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova, and it's Fournier in at the shooting guard position. Redick passes to Embiid. And he drops it in from the low post. Embiid's got 8 points.
Oh, man, he's a polished interior player. I love seeing Embiid establish himself down low and then go to work.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Embiid. He's been dominant over the last month. 4th in blocks. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And yeah, he's been a brutal shot blocker all season long. As you said, top 5 in the league. He's a dangerous force to face inside. The 76ers leading by 3. Here's Fultz. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Sinks the three-pointer.
All Covington needs is a little space. Once he gets off the pick, he's taking a shot.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
The Magic trail by 6. Here's Jay, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Greg with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
And Redick kicks to Embiid, and he makes that one. He's got 10.
This score will be very different without his offense. He's been terrific.
Goes up on the wing. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Philadelphia leading by 7. Pass to Fultz. Back to Covington. Simmons sets a screen for Covington. Embiid in the corner. And again, it's Philadelphia.
They made the most of their halftime adjustments. They're shooting 80% so far in the second half.
The Magic trail by 9. Here's Fournier. Another shot, and it's blocked by Simmons.
At the reach of Simmons, I mean, coming into play on these blocks, you got to be careful shooting around this guy.
To the middle, here's Redick. Here's Embiid. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Embiid's got 8 here in the quarter. Here's Jay, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
His struggles this quarter continue. The D's done a good job.
Embiid sets the pick for Covington. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. You know, for years, the adage has been that C-Web, the Magic have missed more than they've made at the foul line tonight, 3 of 7.
One shot.
That's good from Simmons.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Here's Saric. Vucevic with the block. Jay covered by Saric. The Magic again can't hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Chandler against Ross. Chandler the pass to Fultz. Simmons pulls it in. The Magic trail by 16. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Now, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
36 seconds left in the third quarter. Charge a screen on Simmons. Here's Fultz, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Fultz has got 6.
Adept at figuring out ways to score from mid-range. Fultz showing he has the touch. Well, his stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
15 seconds left in the third. Len with a screen on Simmons. 4 on the shot clock. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off.
But you got to respect the interior game of Saric. I mean, he's solid at using his size to his advantage down there.
A big-time effort for Joel Embiid, providing a lot of energy for the Philadelphia. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at the 76ers. They've got J.J. Redick. Charge is out there with Len. Then it's Wilson Chandler, and it's McConnell in at the 1. Releases. No good from Jay.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Vucevic against Saric. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Simmons. Pass to Jay. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And it comes to playing the role of villain in the eyes of many NBA fans. You know, you've got LeBron going to Miami, Durant leaving OKC, going to Golden State. C-Web is having someone to root against. Good for the league. It seems to build some passion in sports for sure.
I mean, there can never be a hero without a villain.
Sure.
Even if that villain is temporary for one season. So one of the great things about the NBA is that our off season normally is just as exciting as the main season because of the trades and who's going where and the changing of allegiances, of alliances. I mean, so I definitely love all the movement. And you know, the great thing is you're never going to agree with what any player does 100% the whole time. So I love seeing the changes in the league and having someone to root against. I think it's good for the fan soul to have somebody that you can honestly root against.
That's fun.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
Wants to get it to Dellavedova and does. Orlando moving the ball around. Here's Martin. To the paint. Here's Jay and Embiid with the block.
A stalwart on the defensive end. Embiid is superb at making his presence felt with blocks like that.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Johnson comes in for T.J. McConnell, and Robert Covington subbed in for Wilson Chandler. And a change for the Magic. Isaac's checked in for Jarrell Martin. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tipped away. Dellavedova, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against a guy who towers over him.
Well, it's just an attitude, a way of life. Can't let people see you back down, or they take it as a sign of weakness and expect that treatment every time.
Here's Jay, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20. To the middle, and the dunk by Embiid.
The offensive game of the big fella. I mean, Embiid's game is so polished. That's why you can't let him get hot.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Tries it from 9. And Fournier with a nice bucket inside.
Now, that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Embiid's got 12 points here in the second half.
Now, you can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. I mean, he's fantastic at seeing when one of his guys is open.
And then Gordon with the dunk.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Timeout called the 76ers. They're up by 14. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
They'd lost 2 straight coming into this one, and he knew he needed to put his foot down. He showed leadership tonight, getting them back on the winning track. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Now here's Fultz, defended by Dellavedova. To the inside, stolen by Dellavedova.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the 76ers.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40.
And they've put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Joel Embiid.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Lenz checked in for Joel Embiid. Johnson comes in for Simmons. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's T.J. McConnell in for J.J. Redick. Here's the break. Grant gets a wide open look. Len grabs the board.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, that just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
McConnell kicks to Johnson. Passes it to Chandler. 6 to shoot. The 15-footer, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. And the 76ers lead by 20. Here's Jay, and it goes down 2 points.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Kicks it out to Johnson. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you later.
Getting money, gotta give me some. Selling, about to give me one. Blowing money fast, flipping through the funds. Passing through the block, cheating on the run. Been a short, sticking to my 12, he got a rocket, Eddie got